What's up, everybody? It's your boy Randall D, Tech Geek RLD, back again with another video. And today we're going to take a look at the picture settings to my Sony TV. Now, this is a Sony Bravia 2021 model, and it's 4K at 120 hertz. So I did like an overview video of this TV, showing how it works on the Xbox Series X. And a lot of people were asking me, what are my picture settings? So let's talk about that now. So if you notice here in the settings section, this is what you want to set your Xbox system to. So of course you want to allow 4K, HDR10, HDR, and you also want to allow all the other settings that was on the side right there. Next, of course, you want to set it to 4K UHD, and you want to set it to 120 hertz. Clearly, After that, I didn't change to calibrate the TV, and I didn't calibrate for HDR. So I got at default, and that's it. From there, you can kind of go into your audio options and change how your audio setup is, but that's a topic for another day, depending on if you get a home theater surround sound with a fiber optic connection or HDMI connection. That's a story for another day. Um, Again, this is the audio options inside the Xbox. So now we're pretty much done setting the Xbox settings. So next, let's fire up Call of Duty and let's take a look at the TV settings. All right, so now that we got Call of Duty fired up, this is like my test subject. I mean, I gotta give it to the Black Ops team. They did a good job on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's action packed, it's beautiful, it uses all today's visual technologies, HDR, game mode, all that good stuff. And on the PC front, this game supports all of NVIDIA features, all of Radeon's features. So, I mean, they did a good job on Black Ops. So now let's talk about the TV. So clearly, you go to picture mode, you got these settings. You want to use game mode. That is critical. Make sure your TV is set to game mode. That's the first thing you want to do. Game mode. That's the most important thing. That's going to cut back on the latency between your controller and your display. Next, we're going to take a look at these different tabs. Now, these settings can be used on other TVs as well, but we're going to talk about how it looks on the Sony TV. So, of course, we're going to start with basic. Now, when you go into basic, you got picture mode, which we have set to game mode because that's the tab we want to play with. Next, as you can see, auto picture mode, I got that turned off. Light sensor, I got that on. That's just going to adjust how bright the TV is depending on the ambient lighting in your room. So let's close the basic tab. Next, let's take a look at brightness. Brightness, I got set to max. Next, I got contrast. I got that on max. That's also the black levels and things of that nature. Gamma, I got set to increase by 1 point. That's also the darkness and black levels and things. The black level for this TV, I got set to 2 because black is a color and you want the darks to pop. Black and just, I got that set to high. Again, because I want the blacks to pop in dark and shadow areas. I want them to pop. Advanced contrast enhancer, I got set to high. And I think that's it for the brightness section. Next, let's take a look at color. The color, I got set to 75 points. Hue, I got set to, balanced in the middle. So there's not too much green and red, that nature. Color temperature, I got set to neutral. Live color is set to high. Now, not all TVs will have that setting, but if you have a Sony, live color set that to high. That makes the colors pop. That gives it that beautiful colorness. Sharpness, I got set to 50. You don't want too much sharpness because the screen is already 4K and the signal is 4K. Reality creation, I got that set to off. And resolution, I got that to off. I want as least amount of TV processing as possible. So I got those set to off. Random noise reduction, off. Digital noise reduction, off. There's not going to be no digital noise when your signal is pristine. Next, let's take a look at motion. Again, we want as few amount of TV processing as possible. So motion flow off, cine motion off, turn that stuff, all that needs to be off. You don't want no latency between your controller and your display. Cine motion, turn that off. We don't need that. Turn that shit off. Turn it off. Video signal, HDR mode. Now you can kind of play with this, but I got mine set to auto, so that way if the console shoots out a Dolby Vision signal, or if it spits out an HDR10 signal, the TV will automatically switch to whatever HDR mode that you're using. HLG, Dolby Vision, HDR10. So clearly Black Ops and most video games are HDR10. So leave that to auto. HDMI video range. I don't want to get too technical and scientific about that one, so I'm gonna leave that to off. I'm gonna leave that to auto. HDR mode auto, HDMI video range auto, color space also set to auto. Automatic across automatic. We don't colors, you got DCI, Dolby, RGB. If I was doing like video editing on the TV, then I would change that. But for video game purposes, we're gonna set that to auto, ladies and gentlemen. Advanced color adjustment. Mine set to basic, but the RGB gain, max, 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 RGB, BS, whatever that means, 000. So, and that's it really. I mean, that kind of sums up picture settings for my TV. Again, these same settings can be used on other TVs. So if you have a Samsung or LG, you can set your contrast and color to kind of match my settings to kind of get, and kind of you basically just gotta play around with it, but and kind of do what looks best for your vision. I prefer my colors in the games to kind of pop out and look saturated, similar to the Samsung phones and Samsung displays. And that's about it, really. Of course, this screen here, can't really change these settings because it's pixel for pixel matching perfectly. But if you need to zoom in, that's where you would make those settings change. But um, that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. So again, I want to keep this video nice and short. That's just my settings for my display. So if you have a Sony TV and you set it to those settings, that's what my display looks like. So it is what it is. The most important thing, though, make sure you use game mode. Hold on, where's the controller? Make sure you use game mode on. That's the most critical part. If you don't use game mode, then you're gonna have some latency. And when you're playing the game, the other shooters or the people you're playing against, they're gonna have the edge against you because their TV is gonna be rendering the game faster. So again, turn on game mode, and then from there, just play with the settings from there, and turn off all that motion stuff that you would use when watching movies and things of that nature. So it's your boy Randall D, TechGeek RLD. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and you know my slogan, game time. They gonna learn today. All right, y'all.